If you are asking me if I think abortion is wrong, then the answer is yes. He said, I think it's evil. Wyeth felt cold then, but he stayed quiet. He tried to keep his mind still so that he wouldn't say or think anything too quickly without having fully heard what Keating was trying to say. But that doesn't mean I should sit in judgment of someone else. I certainly can't sit in judgment of them if I am not willing to look them in their eye and weigh their feelings, their thoughts, their convictions. I certainly can't demand that someone give over what they consider to be their human rights for the sake of my own convictions, you know. It's not for me to decide. Then who decides? Keating smiled. God. God decides.
Read a book, you illiterate son of a bitch. Step up your vocab.
I'm obviously here to talk about a book. That's all I'm ever here to talk about. Well, that's not true, but there's like a 50% chance that I would be here to talk about a book, right? We're talking about Minor Black Figures by Brandon Taylor. So, if you don't know, Brandon Taylor is an auto read for me. I don't know if you know that saying about grapes. The first grape you eat is sweet, and then the next 6,000 grapes you eat are nasty, mushy, rotting, fuzzy. You'll still keep eating them because that first grape was so good that you're looking for another grape that tastes like that, versus if the first grape that you eat is nasty, you never go touch a grape again, because why would you eat something that's nasty? Have a similar relationship with Brandon Taylor's work because the first thing I read by him was Real Life. It was his debut. It was longlisted for the Booker. It's canonical in the campus novel realm. I don't give a fuck if it's only 4 years old or however old it is. It's a masterpiece. If I just hear somebody say, Brandon, my card's in my hand, I'm ready to buy a book. Which is just a lie because I get all my books for free. But if I had to buy them, I would always buy Brandon Taylor's book. And you know, I haven't loved all of Brandon's books. Late Americans, not wonderful yet. You know what I'm saying? But I know what he can do. I know what he's capable of. So I'm going to read it irregardless. So let's get into this Minor Black Figures. Minor Black Figures follows Wyeth, who is a self-absorbed queer black visual artist. The book takes place around 2020, and in the book, racial tensions aren't high. They're just like, what's high is racial awareness. Racial awareness is very high. And the main thing that Wyeth is kind of grappling with throughout the entire novel is like, why, just because I'm a black artist, does everything I make have to be black? Like, what you know, like, I made it so it's black. And like, what does that even mean? Like, no matter what he's making, literally, no, he, like, on a whim, he loved him some, like, white-ass French films. And so he, like, painted this black man, like, in this, like, white-ass French setting or whatever. He was just like, I'm not always making commentary on the black plight in the United States. I just be painting shit. But people decided to assign their own commentary to it. And he low-key made a stack off of it. But all of that just got him hemmed up kind of bad. So that's what we're kind of working through in the book. I really loved this exploration because I just feel like it's a tale as old as time. Everybody who has to check any other on a box knows that the things that they create, oftentimes they feel like they have an obligation to a community, like they're answering to a group of people when they are creating the art that they're making. The only people who get a full pass are the cis white men. They can make art, make songs, make poems about butterflies and flowers and French boardwalks, while the rest of us have to do slam poetry about our hair. It's exhausting. And then on top of that exhaustion, sometimes we just do want to make slam poetry about our hair. Like, Wyeth actually loves painting black people, but he's like, I'm not trying to say nothing, I'm just painting people that I want to paint, and they happen to be black. Y'all know the vibe. We know the vibe. I don't know why there's something in humanity that just desires category. We're all guilty of placing people in categories, and we all are categorizable. We do it by race, we do it by class, we do it education, everything. But I think we really shine as humans when we get past that. And I think it is possible to get past that and get to like the true root of how we should be rubbing up against each other. And Taylor explores this beautifully with a relationship that Wyeth has with a seminary school dropout named Keating. Honestly, to sum it up, I'm just going to read you this passage around this conversation that they have about abortion. Did you go to those protests? Keating asked. He was looking over his shoulder. His gaze was steady. Not on purpose, he said. I was taking pictures in Union Square, and then suddenly here were all of these people. Keating nodded, then quietly, I went. On purpose? Yes, he said, to witness it. I take it you feel differently than the people doing the protesting, Wyeth said gently. I know what you are asking, but I think it's the wrong question. How's that? Wyeth asked. Keating put his chin on his hand, sighed. He was looking out over the square below, watching the children. If you are asking me if I think abortion is wrong, then the answer is yes, he said. I think it's evil. Wyeth felt cold then, but he stayed quiet. He tried to keep his mind still so that he wouldn't say or think anything too quickly without having fully heard what Keating was trying to say. But that doesn't mean I should sit in judgment of someone else. I certainly can't sit in judgment of them if I am not willing to look them in their eye and weigh their feelings, their thoughts, their convictions. I certainly can't demand that someone give over what they consider to be their human rights for the sake of my own convictions, you know. It's not for me to decide. Then who decides? Keating smiled. God. God decides. So yeah, I liked the way that Keating showed up, the space that he was able to take up in the novel because of his seminary background and his relationship with his faith. He really was holding fast to really trying to do everything in love, ironically enough, and like the bell hooks love, not like the colonizer love. And so for like that character in this novel written by a black man with a black protagonist to be a white man was very Brandon, I feel like, honestly. I really enjoyed it. If you all have not picked this up yet, I do recommend. I think it's a beautiful book. I really enjoyed spending my time with it. A little birdie told me that his next novel might be around like tennis or something. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. I didn't say that. I don't know. But wherever it is, whenever it is, I'm sat. Okay, goodbye.